Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're gonna do today. We're gonna activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through this series, experiencing his reactions watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories through the years. Today's episode is Where's Perry? Part 1. where the gang goes on safari and Carl goes bad. So, Dragon, thoughts on part 1?
Well, aside from a rather uninventive title,
Yeah.
it's an event story. I'll tell you that it's an event story. I love our turn of events with Carl.
Yeah. I teased this up kind of, didn't I?
I'm a little iffy on the Africa trip, but that's more my own preferences. But I don't know. It's okay. Seems very much like okay. We need the family to go somewhere. We kind of threw a dart somewhere around the globe. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like animals are cool, right?
Animals are cool.
Yeah, which I mean, sure, but it's like it's just it's Anna's. It's the savannah. I mean, Africa's fun, right, kids?
I mean, Africa's cool.
I mean, it is, but it just doesn't really. It's I don't know. It just feels like we're spinning our wheels in Africa. That's really what it feels like. It just feels like yet again the boys kind of got the crap end of the the stick on this one.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from on that, but
Especially Candace. I mean, come on, Candace is. I mean, we'll see what how part two goes. But I mean, you know more than I, obviously. But I would,
yeah.
I have to hope there's going to be a satisfying payoff. If it's good, if it's just going to be the whole like, oh, Jeremy didn't mean that at all, kind of a thing, and there's
I
not
mean,
really like a fun punch, like a fun twist on the punchline. It's just going to feel like, oh man, why are we bothering?
that's pretty much what it is. I mean, it's just Candace.
Well, yeah, but I just wonder if there's going to at least be. I know it's going to be that, but I wonder if like, this is going to be something like really funny with it, or
I mean, I don't remember exactly what it is, but obviously she freaks out about it a lot in the next episode.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm kind of I'm loving one of our plots. The other plot is just it's a little
well, obviously this is the setup. The next episode's the payoff.
Yeah, which I mean, often with two parters you have this sort of thing, and of course Phineas and Ferb, again, properly kind of playing with the two parter with this one, which is why we're covering it the way we are. We are looking at Batman the Animated Series very much in just the DCAU period. When they did two parters, at least pre Justice League was kind of a situation where they were meant to be an hour, but they did not. They did not have the networks didn't really put all that. They aired kind of back to back, but you know what I mean. Like on the eventually on the Cartoon Network, at least often they did.
They wanted to split them up into different blocks.
That's what I'm saying. It was always kind of weird how they did that. But the point being, like, had they gotten their way, it would have just been an hour long. But my point being, the other.
But obviously they still made it work.
Well, yes, but anyway, my point being, like that in the animated series, you would often have a thing where the creators always felt like usually part two was the better part because it was the payoff, and there are rare exceptions to this, being like Robin's Reckoning and Two Face.
I mean, obviously Robin's Reckoning, the Emmy-winning episode.
Yeah. So there are exceptions, but yeah, often they would feel like part two would excel. So it's a weird thing. It's usually like not always part two, but usually part one or two. Like one of the episodes of the two part is usually the standout.
I mean, which episodes had part two? Is obviously Robin's Reckoning, his Silicon Soul. I remember that one.
Well, no, his Silicon Soul was not a two-parter.
I'm thinking of another one.
You're thinking of Heart of Steel. Heart of Steel was the introduction of Hard Act. That was two parts.
Yeah, I was thinking of that one, right?
Yeah, you had okay. So all the two-parters, and since apparently we're listing things now, so in the animated series, all the two-parters were as follows. I'm going to list them off real quick. You had Two Face, you had Cat in the Claw, you had Feet of Clay, you had
the Two-Face one.
The
Clayface one.
Yeah,
Clayface, Two-Face, a lot of faces.
Oh yeah. very much face card.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had Two-Face, Robin's
go,
Reckoning.
Let's go guess one stuff. Enough 2 faces in 2 parts.
Well, yeah.
And in that case, the second one is the best one.
Yeah, well, then again, the lead up to Jake, we have to remember the lead up to Two-Face was one that was the TMS episode. So of course the animation was was top tier.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen those episodes, Dragon. They're great.
Yeah. Anyway, regardless, still, I mean, apparently I forget if it actually did premiere at Comic-Con or not, because the way Alan Burnett tells the story, he always imagines this as like a screening at Comic-Con, but it may or may not have actually happened where the audience went crazy for the I'm sorry, Grace, like the Harvey, the pass out kind of, the big ending part one. All right, anyway, so we got Two-Face, we got Feet of Clay, we got Captain Claw, we got Robin's Reckoning, Heart of Steel. I believe I forget. God, I'm trying to remember if Shadow of the Bat. I was thinking Batgirl Begins, but that was in The Batman. No, it's Shadow of the Bat. Of course, one of my all-time favorites, Demon's Quest.
Of course.
And I'm trying to think if we've No, that should be all the 2-parters. I'm going through my head.
We don't have to go through any more. That's pretty much.
Well, I think that's all from at least the original anime. Yeah, that's pretty much all the 2-parters.
Yeah, that works. That makes sense.
And there you go.
Well, sorry for that. Sorry for all that.
Yeah.
But it's always interesting that they consider the second parts to be the best one. But in a lot of cases, they are right.
And again, like they would fully comp to obviously part 1 of Robin's Reckoning better.
There we go. Obviously, since they nominated that one for the Emmy.
Yes.
So there you go.
For me, I love Demon's Quest Part 1 personally. I love them both. I love both parts, but if I had to pick one, easily Part 1.
Of course, you're a big Ra's al Ghul geek.
Yes, but I mean, I love the end of Demon's Quest Part 1 so much. That's why easily I can. Even when they recap it in Part 2, it's still not as good as the end of Part 1.
Obviously, I need to rewatch Demon's Quest.
Yeah, it's like one of Kevin Conroy's best Batman deliveries is at the end of Demon's Quest Part 1.
And we never have to apologize for talking about Batman, according to Code Geass.
There you go.
So yeah, into the episode itself, like, yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from on this one. Like, this episode, you kind of like, make fun of the 2-parters in a way, like 2-part episodes in a way, almost.
There's definitely a lot of Pava Myers, kind of Family Guy in this one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can tell.
You remember the Brian 2-parter from early Family Guy, don't you? The thin, I think it's the thin blue line. No, thin white line.
Yeah, the one where he becomes an officer, but like a police dog, and like an officer, and gets addicted to cocaine.
And you remember how that one ended, don't you?
Not really.
Well, let's put a pin in that anyway.
I mean, I remember the episode. I've seen it, but I just don't remember how it ends.
A likely story. We'll put a pin in that and revisit it.
No, like I said, clearly I remember the episode, Dragons.
I don't think you do.
I said I've seen the episode.
Yes, you've seen the episode. You remember the episode.
Like I said, I just told you the plot where he becomes a police dog and becomes addicted to cocaine.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, I just don't remember how it ends.
Okay, what's part 2 then?
Like I said, I don't know.
Okay.
All right. So
anyway, so
yeah,
getting into this episode.
Yeah, the boys, the Flynn-Fletcher gang, along with Buford, Baljeet, and Isabella, are making their way to Africa.
Yep.
and it's like, what's up, Dragon? They're meeting his old friend Ignatius Ukaremu.
Every time I hear the name Ignatius, I think of this joke from Cat Dog.
What is the joke?
I remember you weren't really there for Cat Dog, right?
I mean, I've watched a lot of Cat Dog. When I think of Ignatius, I more think of Crypto the Super Dog.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good pull. No, I was thinking of it's a great pull. I was thinking of there's this episode where Cat Dog and company think the world's ending because they use the telescope, and they borrowed Winslow's telescope, and they basically like saw like a Nostradamus kind of sign, basically this like a cloud formation that basically signifies the end of the world. And everyone's freaking out about it, and they're just kind of in their last moments there. Basically, Cliff like says, "My real name's Clifford." Anyway, so then when they find out the world is not ending, he wants to know what Lube's real name is, and basically he basically wedges them on the tag on the underwear. It says Ignatius.
Okay.
Lube's real name is Ignatius.
That's hilarious.
Yep. Anyway, so we're visiting Ignatius at the animal preserve in Africa.
Who is another character that has two different voice actors.
Between both parts?
No, not between both parts, but between the US version and the UK version.
Really?
Yep.
They want to pay the other guy that much.
Apparently, he's voiced by Edie Gathegi in the US version, and in the English version, voiced by Lenny Henry.
Okay, Jacob, I'm going to ask you this.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, Dragon.
Okay.
They don't say why. Apparently, they had a couple characters that were voiced by different people in the UK during this season for whatever reason.
I'm going to rephrase my other question. Why, Jacob?
I don't know.
Okay.
I wish I knew the answer.
Look, I just want the record to reflect I'm asking the big questions here. We're just gonna move on.
One of the great philosophers.
Why?
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
One of the Griffin ancestors.
Yes.
Why? You had to go get a job.
Why?
Anyway.
Okay.
Candace is anxious because she has wanted to hear something from Jeremy, but unfortunately she has to board and she doesn't have international coverage.
That was an 18-hour flight.
Yeah.
By the way, man, I gotta be honest, this episode really just kind of strikes me as, man, Africa does not seem like a great place to visit.
I mean, it's just a flight there. Africa is a very diverse continent with a lot of stuff to see.
No, I'm sure Africa's cool. I'm just saying the way in which we represented it here. Like, it's an 18-hour flight. Apparently your communications, you're out of luck. It's we had like that song about we kind of went around with all the animals and everything. It seems very inhospitable.
Well, I mean, that's the wilderness. That's just the wilderness of Africa. There's a lot more to Africa than just the wilderness.
I would say that's all they showed me, though. I mean, we go to a restaurant and then the reservation's not there. We don't know what the inside of it's like.
Yeah, I don't know, Dragon. Africa is a place I'd like to visit one of these days, though.
All right. Well, there's no one stopping you. Just the economy. No one's stopping you.
And do you know what else is stopping me?
Dengue fever?
No.
Homesickness?
No.
Your sister hates you?
No.
Okay, why?
I don't have a passport.
All right.
The mundane reason.
Yep.
I don't have a passport. So there you go.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Buford and Baljeet are there too. Isabel is going to get some more patches from there, even though she doesn't want to eat a bug.
Not a bug, a grub.
A grub. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're going the full line came on this episode. She's got to eat a grub.
It's like, so she does, and it's like you don't have to have every patch. Like, do you hear the words coming out of your mouth?
So we should mention someone was not able to go on the family excursion, and literally everyone else, like even Buford's going. He's not family. He's going.
Yes, Perry was going with them, but unfortunately he got a coven. And Aguatad points out it has Casablanca, which what he asked for. Fair point.
Yeah,
it's specifically in Morocco.
There you go.
Since when did the Fireside Girls operate internationally? Apparently, the entire time. Anyway, so apparently the OWCA intercepts a text from Doof, forcing Perry to play sick and miss the vacation.
Okay, so it's a Major Monogram who is secretly evil. He calls Perry away from the vacation, ultimately because of a stupid text. I mean, seriously, Major Monogram, he's secretly evil, right? I mean, this is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's like it apparently doesn't have any other agents that could cover for Perry.
He's got animal agents all over, literally. Come on.
Perry's like the only one that deals with Doof. Apparently, it's like
really? You mean to tell me that no other animal in the tri-state area? We literally have seen another animal agent in the tri-state area. Isabella's dog.
I mean, but apparently, it's only something that Perry can deal with.
No, it isn't.
According to, I don't know, Dragon. You've seen Monogram's effectiveness at this whole thing.
What about Peter the Panda? I know he's in San Francisco, but you see my point.
He's not in San Francisco. That's another panda.
Wait, what?
You said San Francisco.
Yeah?
Peter's
right, Seattle. Sorry.
You're conflating bears.
You're right. I am.
Speaking of which, I just finished the chicken and waffles episode of that.
How do you have time for that and the other thing you're doing right now?
Well, I was watching it on the way home from work.
Okay. Yeah, the chicken and waffles episode was pretty good.
Yep. Not going to dedicate a whole segment to it like I usually do, but there you go.
Anyway. Sorry, but the point being, yes, you have an agent in Seattle, but it's the point that clearly that agent who is in Seattle, who has nothing to do with the tri-state area, can foil Doofenshmirtz. Clearly. And yet, we've no other agents that are quality. We've seen Doofenshmirtz beat up by a snail.
Yeah, I know, Dragon, but that was a special case, remember?
Oh, it's a special. That's what I'm saying.
Dragon, don't expect me to explain the inner workings of OWCA.
I'll tell you the inner workings of OWCA. It's like Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Monogram is Alexander Pierce. He's not that bad. He's not secretly a Hydra agent. I don't know. I haven't gotten that deep into the show yet. I don't know.
If you're expecting him to turn into a Hydra agent in the Marvel episode, he's not.
Well, yeah, because we're missing someone important. That's why.
Yeah, he does idolize Nick Fury, though.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Wait, he does actually. He even tries to wear the eye patch.
Yeah. Anyway, so secretly evil Monogram ruins Perry's family time.
So Perry plays sick, gets taken home by Klein Betty Joe.
By the way, let's start with the most Povenmire joke in this. One of the two most Povenmire jokes in this whole episode. Okay.
Yeah, which one is it?
The dentist in the hat joke.
Yeah, he's like, the pilot's right. He's like, oh, I'm not a pilot. That's why we like wearing these hats. Like, the dentist is right, boys.
That's a Povenmire joke right there. Like that's like Povenmire circa Family Guy and or Rocco right there.
Is it Povenmire SpongeBob though?
No, Povenmire worked on Rocco.
I know, but he also worked on SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, this feels more Rocco than SpongeBob.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think he worked more on Rocco anyway than SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But fair enough.
Anyway.
So,
Joe says so the boys are sad. The Perry can't come with them.
It's like you would have loved viewing at the tarmac, and then Ferb's like 3 neck pillows.
Yep.
You would have loved this visual gag too.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yep. I mean, think about it. A guy with a long neck needs a lot of neck pillows.
Yeah. So we have this is some airplane comedy.
Like, unfortunately, not like the movie Airplane.
No, you know what's funny?
What?
The
movie Airplane.
Well, yes, but in conjunction with that, Jacob, I finished the book on the making of Airplane recently.
Oh, nice!
Like literally today, I finished my book on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What was it like?
I mean, it was great. A lot of fun stories. You know, the Zuckers. You know, they talked about the making of it. It was good.
Was Abrahams involved too?
Yes, Jacob, he was.
He was involved in the book.
Yes,
All right. I mean, you said the Zuckers, but Abrahams was in there too.
I know, I know. Well, I was also thinking like the whole combination name, but you know,
I know. I just want to, it's Zucker, Abrahams, and Zucker after all.
yep,
So I just wanted to make sure.
yeah, you know, he's there.
That sounds like a good book then.
Yeah, it's really good.
Classic movie though.
Yes. So basically, it was on my mind when I was watching the episode. Oh, man, so much airplane jokes.
Wait, I mean, we need to do like an anniversary on Airplane.
Yep.
We need to look up when its anniversary is.
Well, yes, Jacob. This is talk best saved when we're not in front of the people.
I know, but I'm just putting it out there for when we do.
Yes,
We have other anniversaries to worry about.
that is true.
Heck, we're still long overdue on our Shaolin Showdown.
Don't bring that up now.
Hey, we've mentioned it before.
I know, but this is making me feel bad the more you bring it up.
I know that's the only time I'm going to bring it up.
All right.
I'm just saying we need to own up. We need to own up to this stuff.
I know we're trying. There's a lot of they don't make it easily available. It's not our fault.
I know. We'll get to it we'll get to it when we get to it.
We'll get there when we get there.
We just talked about that anniversary the other day.
Yes, not the other. Yes, we talked about that one recently.
Dragon, when I say the other day, I can mean any type of like this week or last month.
Okay.
But anyway.
All right. So I noticed really no cup holders on the plane.
Well, they're usually on the seat fronts. On the seat backs, I mean.
Well, even so, I mean, clearly there was no tray down.
Yeah. maybe it's one of those cheap flights.
I'm thinking so, especially with all the friends that Phineas and Ferb brought along with them. They'd have to economize somewhere.
I mean, I can't imagine the antique shop making that much money.
Oh God, no! I mean, I'm sure that'd be like some sort of like bargain with like frequent flyer miles or something. I mean, they're already going to that restaurant on a coupon. I'm sure. You know, it's.
Oh God.
Anyway, so canceling an 18-hour flight and everything, yada yada. Meanwhile, Major Monogram, he's a big fat jerk, making Perry miss his vacation over a text, which we learn.
Dang it, Monogram.
Yep.
And as it turns out, it was just in all just Doofenshmirtz accidentally just typed in all caps.
Yeah. I can imagine like Perry just really just like being mad at Monogram over this and just like, you know what? No, you stop Doofenshmirtz. Mustache, you do it.
Well,
as he just takes the hat off and he throws it at him, he just walks out like, yeah.
I want your hat on my desk.
Like, no, Agent P, not like that. No. It's like, no, now I feel bad. Oh.
So there we go.
Yep. All right, so Doofenshmirtz. We have the decoy plot.
There's like even the jingle is sped up.
I love that, by the way. I love that sped up. I just love this whole. The moment this happens, like, oh my God, this is so funny. The fact he's doing like a quick encounter to get out of the way, knowing that he's not going to be back for another one.
You know what? Everyone gets one.
He even self foils, which is so suspicious.
Oh yeah. And it's like, oh no, curse you, Bear the Platypus.
The bear is not complaining. His vacation's ruined. He's giving the least amount of effort. He's doing the opposite of Deadpool right now. Deadpool's all about maximum effort. Barry Platypus, minimum effort.
I mean, if you haven't noticed, most of the time Doofenshmirtz defeats himself anyway.
True, but not this fast.
Nope. But as it turns out, he has something else in store that he doesn't want Perry to foil, which is actually a pretty smart move on Doof's part.
Yeah, which I loved.
Yep. It's like he's planning on using the Ultimate-Evil-inator to zap Monogram and take over the OWCA.
See, I knew he was evil.
But not yet.
Yes, you're right. Maybe it does hit him, but it doesn't work on because he's already evil. There you go. All right, of course, we have Norm ruining the reveal of the plan too, which is great.
Yeah, but like, Monogram, yes? Like, yes, Norman. Monogram, you see, you ruined it. You ruined everything.
Welcome to my world, Jacob.
Like, wait, you're saying I ruin everything?
Not you. I was saying interruptions between you and Tiki collectively. There are a lot of interruptions when I'm trying to do a reveal.
I mean, I don't do it that much, do I?
I don't think you want me to answer that honestly while we're in front of people.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I mean, I think every one of us talks over each other sometimes.
That is true. Yes.
I mean, there have been plenty of times where you've talked over me trying to.
I'm not disproving that. I'm not denying that.
I mean, so we're all guilty. We're basically saying we're all guilty of it.
Yes, we are. We're all guilty, but some more than others.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Accelerated.
Yeah.
There we go. That's a good one. So yeah, that's his plan. He zaps it. He bounces to OWCA, and then Monogram, because Monogram's suntanning all the time, because apparently that's what he does on taxpayer dollars.
Because he's evil. Secretly.
That's what he does on the taxpayers' dime.
Secretly evil and wasting all the taxpayers' hard-earned cash.
I mean, Doof even kind of highlights that later.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
But we'll get to it. That's probably like my favorite line in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it bounces off the mirror he's using it. It's Carl.
And he doesn't care because he's secretly evil.
It's like, and then Doof see looking through with binoculars and laughing. My neighbor's cat is clawing at the curtains again. Well, too bad I can't see OWCA from here. So he just assumes it hit Monogram.
I love just how stupid Doofenshmirtz is here. Is the fact that he's the critical flaw in his plan is thinking that anyone would willingly be his sidekick for starters.
Yep.
And then secondly, the fact that we're going to move everything from our current hideout to the new hideout.
Yeah, under the assumption that he would be welcomed.
Just again, just a lot of leaps that Doof's making here.
He could have even zapped himself. It might have made him more evil.
Well, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Anyway, so Buford.
The boys, everyone lands in Africa, and we meet Iggy, Lawrence's old friend, who calls him Harry Larry. What do you make of all that?
Sounds a lot like Wooly Willy, but yes.
It's like Harry Larry. Well, you know there are no photographs of me from 1976 to 1979. Well, there you are.
I wonder. I'm gonna throw an out there headcanon thing to you here. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say behind the scenes, that is a Star Wars reference.
Maybe.
Yeah, basically saying he was Chewbacca.
Did it shoot from? He was Chewbacca and wait.
Well, he said between 76 and 78, didn't he?
79.
79. Okay. Well, well, still 77's in there in the middle. You know,
Yeah, it is in there, but I think it's just meant to be like something of like a mysterious past kind of thing.
Remember if Empire was an 80 or 81?
Well, if the original came out in 77, then it would be 80. Because it was every 3 years.
Okay, headcanon. Lawrence was the first Chewbacca.
Is Peter Mayhew British?
I'm fairly certain, yes.
Well,
I met him once. He sounded British. I'm pretty. He's an Englishman, so yeah. I don't know why I'm doubting that. Why are you making me doubt that he's British? Yes, he's British.
I'm not making you doubt. I said I didn't know.
How do you not? Yes, he's British.
I didn't know he was British. I've never heard him talk.
Really? Okay.
I've never heard him talk.
He's British.
All right, he's British.
He was a very tall Englishman with bad knees.
I knew he was tall and he suffered from gigantism that ended his life early. Or made his life hard, I should say.
I don't think it killed him. I think it just made his life hard. I mean, it gave him bad knees.
I know. It made his life hard.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. It's like I just didn't know he was English.
Yes, Peter Mayhew was English.
I mean, it makes sense considering it's shot in England, but I'm just saying.
Gee, there's only like historically like one Mayhew that wasn't. Yeah, it's like one Mayhew that wasn't English.
I don't know that dragon. I don't know all that stuff. I mean, I thought he was English, but I didn't know for sure.
All right.
Lawrence kind of seems like the guy to do a brief stint as Chewbacca.
There you go.
Maybe he was the understudy.
Yeah.
And Tunisia's in Africa, right?
Actually, I don't. Is it? I don't think it is, but I mean, I guess. I mean, it could mean like the
Yeah, but
fringes.
it's in North Africa.
There you go. I guess that's it. Yeah, it makes sense. That's where it is.
I know where they currently are is nowhere in northern Africa, but hey, there
That's
you
what
go.
I'm saying. It's like it feels like Africa is so much more interesting in the wider scope of it. But then you just like you focus on. And here's the thing we've seen 100 times before.
But
Look over there. It's the animals. Yeah, and look over there. There's kind of Pride Rock. Okay, and what else? There's maybe a restaurant. Okay, I guess that's kind of modern. That's civilization. That's something kind of different, I guess.
This just in Dragon doesn't like animals.
Don't make me a puppy kicker, man. Come on.
I didn't say you were a puppy cook. I just said you don't like animals.
I'm not wowed by animals.
I didn't make you out to be a puppy kicker or anything.
I don't know. I don't know. You're drawing emphasis to a distaste for animals. I don't know.
I said just in Dragon Dragon hates animals. I mean, you can hate animals, but not like do anything to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like every single animal there is either.
Yep.
I'm partial to dogs and turtles, but that's. hey, I mean, I don't care.
All right.
But I mean, they don't focus too much on the safari. The safari is pretty cool, though. I would like to go on a safari one of these days myself. I kind of
want to go on a safari if Timon and Pumbaa are guiding you through it.
As long as they don't stop for fast food.
Yeah. What? You don't earn your grub badge?
I'd rather not. Or like, have you seen how those tours go? I mean, they get those tours only lasted a couple seasons, Dragon. They got terrible reviews.
Yeah.
I mean, their jeeps kept falling apart. They kept going up Pride Rock. They kept getting chased by hyenas.
Mm-hmm.
They were not very good tour guides.
Oh no, the worst. But it was. But you have the stories you'd be able to tell, though.
Yes, if you survive.
You might have heard like Dwayne Johnson went on one of those, and he was taking notes feverishly.
Then it came in handy years later when he had to give a jungle cruise.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, they go on the tour. The African safari is fun. With the boys, get the idea to build a highly unconventional vehicle out of spare parts.
Okay, so despite my unimpressedness with the setting, the animal mech is awesome. It's beyond awesome.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Unfortunately, it doesn't get much use.
Wait, no, don't tell me. Really?
I mean, it doesn't get much use.
We're gonna wreck it at the top of the next one.
It doesn't get much use in this episode.
But we're gonna use it next episode.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
But it is an awesome design.
Yes, it is.
Comprised of various animal parts used
lion, giraffe, gorilla, cheetah.
Oh my.
Yeah. Rhino, elephant, monkey, baboon.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah. It's a great design. I love the design of the vehicle and how everyone operates it. And how they're going to use it to chart the uncharted gorge.
By the way, did you notice like the twisty little detail? I would hope they were just going to replicate this, but there's an implication one might say a gritty implication that they did something really bad to one of the animals to make that thing.
All right, want to call it?
Jacob, what time is it?
It's
gritty reboot
time. Sorry, there's a bit of delay on that one. Did you hear it?
Yeah. Anywho, no, not remotely.
You didn't hear the
No, I didn't. I didn't hear the delightful sound.
right?
Now,
There we go.
anyway, so during their little song about the kind of building this thing, they mentioned the adrenal glands of a baboon.
Yeah.
I would hope that they were just like somehow mechanizing this, but just taking it face value, they took Phineas, that dead-eyed, pointy-nosed, little Frankenstein the Macon.
I mean, remember who his ancestor is, Dragon.
That's true.
Well, it was Ferb's ancestor. That was Ferbenstein, or Ferbgore, but we don't know explicitly on Phineas.
He probably performed a very, very questionable, very unethical. Yes, a very unethical, kind of transplant on a baboon.
Someone called
just for the sake of his little play, just for the sake of his little jumbo-sized plaything.
Someone called the ASPCA.
Yeah.
Is there an ASPCA? I know ASPCA stands for American, but is there one in Africa?
Well, let's just change out the American for African.
Well, I'm sure there's or the WWF or whatever.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Jacob.
The World Wildlife Fund or whatever.
Yeah.
Not World Wrestling Federation.
But if only they could be combined, Jacob.
Wrestling for animals' profit. For animals' benefit.
Yeah, we're wrestling the animals to preserve them.
It's like, what happened to that bear? Don't worry about it.
Anyway, so I mean, the implication is like, it was weird me out during the song. I was like, wait a minute, why are we talking about you're building a robot? This is a mech. This should not factor in, boys. And yet, yeah, that's it's also like the most useless part of the baboon. Really, like they don't need that. It's like literally they don't need that aspect of the animal at all. It's just something that Phineas just wants to do for kicks.
You know the real reason why it was included, though, right?
Why, Jacob?
So the song could rhyme.
Oh man, they did horrible things to Dan and Swampy. Did horrible things to a baboon just for a rhyme. For no rhyme or reason. Oh wait, for a rhyme, and that's their reason.
Yep, the rhyme is the reason.
Yeah, and you let it happen, Swampy.
Swampy,
you should know better.
Dragon, I think it's time for another. I think it's time to segue into another segment.
Yep.
The boys, we have to have a word with you in your treatment of animals.
Dan, Swampy, I'm not,
Is this tangent leading to another tangent? Yes, it is.
Look, I'm not the poster boy for PETA by any stretch of the imagination. But you know what, Swampy, you should have known better, okay? Pavameyer, he's a sick puppy. We know he is. We've seen what he's done. He's packaged a dog at a meat market. I know that wasn't quite that. He might not have done that episode. I don't know offhand though the grocery store episode from Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh God, they definitely do. Well, I know what they did do. They had the one where what's the dog's name again?
Spunky.
Yeah. He's like, well, he got funky with a vacuum.
Oh, that was okay. So that was
Dan and Swampy did that one.
Okay. Wait. When you say vac, Jacob, are you misremembering the mop?
Oh yeah, the mop. Yeah. Whatever it is, like where he had fun with the mop. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that was them. All right, so that was about mine.
They were responsible for that one,
Yep.
for that episode.
We know he's a literal sick puppy. That
Yeah, it was
damn
right. It was
mop.
I misremembered. Yeah, it was a mop.
Yep. I was
There were-
thinking, wait a minute, vacuum cleaner is a very different episode. Jacob.
I know I was conflating the two episodes. I know there's a Rocco episode where everybody deals with the vacuum, but Spunky did with the mop. Yeah, they were responsible for
Oh
that.
god, do you remember what killed the vacuum?
No.
It was like a chip that was like impaled. It's like its uvula.
Oh god.
And like Heifer plucked it out, and then then it came back to life, and they were all sucked in.
Oh god. That was a wild show.
Seriously, I do love that grocery store episode of Rocco. It was really because it's so weird though. It's so outside the norm of Rocco because we have Filbert before he became like one of Rocco's friends, and you just had him like kind of random occupation. So he was like the clerk, the cashier. Sorry, the cashier at the checkout line.
Is it Rocco's Happy Sack?
Because
Because I just Googled it and that's what it came up with.
Huh. I mean, I guess.
Rocco and Spunky head to their local grocery to take advantage of a 99 big.
That's it. So again, Rocco's Happy Sack. There you go.
And Dan Swampy were not part of that episode.
Okay. Well, anyway, that episode I really like, even despite it not being before things were fully formed with Rocco, was because Rocco just it's such a relatable. Early Rocco was so relatable. I'm not saying later Rocco was not relatable, but early Rocco was really relatable, which was the whole charm. It's modern life. It's just kind of like it's satirical. Anyway, so it was like going to the grocery store and all that. I go to the grocery store all the time, and just seeing all that kind of stuff represented so well. But then the end where he's just ranting and raving at. Just ranting and raving at Filbert, just kind of going. They're talking about all the stuff that he's had to incur and demanding that he give him the sale price.
So I'm looking at one last like. So if you don't change that total back to $1.50, I will do something not nice.
That's it, right there.
Man,
but then what does he do at the end? He just drives off. All the groceries are on the roof of the car.
Oh god. Rocco doesn't get angry that much, but when he does.
Mm-hmm. I was beaten by a very large woman.
Oh, god.
Multiple times.
Was that in this episode?
Well, no, that was in the grocery store episode.
I need to watch more of Rocco's Modern Life.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen quite a few episodes, but
okay. There's one episode aside from the grocery one you gotta watch. You gotta watch the Magic Meatball episode.
Magic Meatball?
Yes, the Magic Meatball episode. It's one of my favorites. It's so darn funny.
Magic Meatball?
Yes, the Magic Meatball.
I'll have to check that out.
It's a Mr. Big Head episode. It's priceless.
Oh god. I mean, I've seen like one of the more important ones where Heifer learns he was adopted.
Okay, that's also gold, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah. Anyway, do we have any more words from do you have any more words for the boys?
Yes, do better. Okay, now we're good.
All right, there we go. So getting to the main meat of the episode. Yep. Doof arrives at OWCA.
Not baboon meat, as Dan Swampy would have you believe.
Yeah. Arrives at OWCA and starts unloading everything to Monogram.
Okay, this is funny, and also we still have the crawl up. So, just Monogram saying, "No, I'm not helping you," as he's literally just helping him walk in the place.
Yep. And he's like, explained to him that he didn't get zapped, but then who did get zapped? Carl.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. And then they get trapped in the cell. That's because he's not officially an employee, he's unpaid. You don't pay him? He gets college credit. Are you sure you're not evil?
There's the line of the episode.
Yeah. Working for a spy agency and he's not even getting paid.
You know what you have to say, though, to an evil Carl?
What? Dang it, Carl?
Dang it, Carl.
Dang it, Carl.
Okay, so
And dang it, me, I forgot to tag off the Manchester Dan and Swampy banner.
yeah, that's why I mentioned it. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so who would make the best evil Carl and the worst evil Carl?
Well, well, Carl Beaumont make the best evil one because he's kind of already halfway there.
Well, he's not really that. Yeah. Anyway,
I said halfway there.
halfway there.
Halfway there. I said that, and let's face it, he's also the Phantasm. So
I don't know. I still think Carl Weezer would be the best evil one.
even though he was already Belch Boy.
The Belch Boy wasn't evil.
I know, but I said that's what I'm saying. Like even he'd be evil, but he was already Belch Boy. He's not evil.
No, I'm saying I think he'd be the one I'd most want to see be evil.
Evil Belch Boy.
Not just forget the Belch Boy. Just evil. Just Carl being evil, but sure, I guess he could be an evil Belcher.
His name was Belch Boy, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Is Belch Boy or Belch Lad? I think it's Belch Boy.
I mean, that's the alliteration, so it's
That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's Belch Boy.
So like I said, he's already kind of there. So it's like, and he wasn't there already slightly version of Carl.
Yes,
and
yes, there was. And it wasn't a great episode of Jimmy Neutron, but we're not gonna think about that right now.
Yeah. but yes, and there's an episode where Sheen became evil.
That was great.
And also
That's one of my favorite episodes.
And also one where Libby became evil.
A lot of evil going around Jimmy Neutron now that I think about it. We have an evil Jimmy.
Yeah, it's like Jimmy. It's like his. Wait, what was it? Like, oh yeah, the evil Jimmy. It's just called Evil Jimmy, right?
Well, yeah, he's evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an evil Jimmy.
If you count Maternatron, that she turns evil.
Sure.
I mean, she's not really an alternate version or anything, but she is modeled after Judy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had an evil Libby, an evil Sheen.
Didn't have an evil Cindy.
No, she kind of walks the line already, but
she does kind of toe the line a little bit, but she's not evil. She's a jerk, but she's not evil.
True. I mean, she did try to buy him as a slave that one time.
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah.
But she gets better.
Well, I guess depending on how you look at that situation, if you're in Jimmy's shoes.
Yeah. hey, the last episode they do kiss, so there's that.
There you go.
So they do get out. So I think it's fine. I think they warm up to each. Obviously, they warm up to each other.
Yeah.
Maybe Carl from SpongeBob, perhaps.
Yeah, I buy it. Yeah, I buy him as evil incarnate.
Remember, you wouldn't have to talk to human resources, would you?
See, there you go. He's pretty evil.
Even has a minion in even human resources.
Here's it. I don't think Carlos would make evil particularly well.
I mean, well, his puns are evil.
Okay, maybe. I couldn't bear an evil combat Carl. I couldn't bear it.
Yeah, combat Carl wouldn't even be close.
He's too pure. We can't do it. We can't have combat Carl be evil.
No, we can't. I think an evil version of JB Carl would have the same impact as it would in Phineas and Ferb.
That's true. I agree on that one. I can't imagine an evil combat Carl or an evil Carl Fredrickson. Those are the two evil exempts. So they'd be the worst ones.
The worst thing that Carl does is get grumpy and hit that one guy on the head. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, he told him not to touch his mailbox.
And he touched his mailbox.
There you go. Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Never heard that one before.
You're being facetious.
I'm just serious. I'm serious. I've never heard that phrase before.
Wait, really?
Never rub another man's rhubarb?
Like at all? You've never heard that phrase?
No.
That's a lie. You have heard that phrase.
I've only heard it twice in my entire life, and now was those 2 times.
Well, that's a lie.
How is that a lie?
I know for a fact you've heard that before.
Where have I heard it before?
Batman 89.
Okay, maybe I heard it there, but
Aha!
I didn't remember it. It's not like a memorable line from there. It's not like I ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight.
He says it right after he shot Batman. He shot Bruce Wayne. Thinks he killed him dead. That's his first words. What does the Joker say after he unknowingly killed Batman?
Apparently, Aqua has never heard it either.
Oh, come on!
Like I said, there are a lot more memorable lines from Batman.
I'm aware of that. I'm saying still, though, this was a line in that movie.
It's not a lie. It's misremembering. Then I don't. Dragon. The last time I saw Batman '89 was when we did a retrospective on it.
Anyway.
Also, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Oh, sure, that you remember.
Of course, everyone remembers that part.
Yeah.
That's like one of the parts to remember from that movie because of how infamous it is.
Okay, let me ask you this: do you remember what? Do you remember the dancing in the moonlight line?
I literally just said that like 3 minutes ago. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Okay, that one I literally just didn't hear, Jacob. That's why I didn't.
Dang, I think you're lying.
Well, no, I'm not. I didn't hear you on that one.
Well, you just called me a liar.
Well, there's a difference, though. I know for a fact you heard that line. You don't remember that line, but you heard that line.
All right, I heard it. I admit that. I don't remember hearing it then. How's that?
Well, there you go.
I retract my statement.
Okay. We'll strike it from the record.
Yes, strike it from the record that I don't remember hearing that.
All right.
But I did explicitly mention ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight.
I know you did. I didn't hear that, though.
Well, there you go. I did say it, though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so. Carl's evil now.
Yeah. I don't know how we got onto all that.
Well, evil Carl, that's how.
Yes. Anyway.
So, as you can tell, Carl's now evil, but he's got a great sense of showmanship.
The thing is, it actually ties into how Dan and Swampy actually cast him as Carl in the first place.
Do tell.
Tyler Alexander Menn actually has a theater background.
Dinner theater?
No, just actual local theater.
Okay.
Like he has a theater background. Like he mainly does like singing and acting and all that. But during Dan and Swampy saw a production of a show called 13 that he was in, that Tyler was in, and he did the voice that I was like, they thought that works perfect for Carl. So they decided to cast him as it. And obviously here he has a good singing voice, which unfortunately they didn't use until this point.
At least they saved it for a major event.
Yep, they did. And he does a really good job.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact: this song was co-written by Jared Reddick of Bowling for Soup fame. He's written actually quite a few songs for this show. Funnily enough, he did not actually write the intro, but he did perform it. Obviously, of course, he's evil, not uncivilized. Have you tried the Madagascar chocolate?
Okay, I love the self-serve smoothie machine joke.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be, if I was ever put in a jail cell, I wouldn't mind having a smoothie machine in there. I mean, I prefer not being in a cell in the first place.
Yeah, it'd be better if it was a mega slush machine.
Well, true. But
think about it, Jacob. You could have you could have a triform goblet, and you could fill all three with stratospheric strawberry.
Well, but beggars can't be choosers, though, can they? Apparently, maybe it wasn't in their budget. They only had the budget for the ice cream machine.
Well, smoothie machine.
Yeah, smoothie machine.
As I'm saying, ice cream machine would be even better.
I mean, maybe they only had only had budget for the smoothie machine.
Yeah.
They had to go with either the smoothie machine or the slushy machine.
And then we have Madagascar chocolate, which I gotta be honest, sounds not good.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it does that. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying a Madagascar chocolate.
Well, I mean, this is the thing about what Doofenshmirtz says. You can really taste the Madagascar. Do you think Madagascar tastes good?
Well, I mean, if Madagascar grows a lot of cocoa beans on there, something like that, I could.
I don't think it does it?
I mean, I don't know. I can check real quick, but
Yes, I guess it's possible. I never really thought about that part of it. I was just thinking, like, literally, hey, this tastes like the wild and chocolate. It's chocolate you found in the wild. That doesn't sound appetizing to me at all.
I have. Although Madagascar is a small cocoa producer, it is known for the high quality of its beans.
Okay, I redact. I retract my earlier comment about my disparaging of the Madagascar chocolate. Apparently, it is said to be good.
I mean, I don't know if it's like that. I don't know if it's like specifically used for like coffee or anything like that. But apparently, they do have cocoa beans, so you could make chocolate from Madagascar beans.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it would taste in a smoothie, like Doofenshmirtz says, but oh well.
Yeah, to be honest, chocolate in a smoothie kind of sounds unnatural to me.
Yeah, it's more of like a milkshake kind of thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see it working if it's thick enough, but
I mean, it's not impossible because I mean, you think about it. You have like ices that are like Coke. You know?
I mean, there's a fine line between a smoothie and a milkshake.
Well, yeah.
Well, like mainly one's more dairy, one's more fruit.
Yep.
And don't get me wrong, I'd go for the chocolate milkshake any day of the week, even in the middle of winter.
A chocolate banana smoothie.
You like the banana ones?
No, not really.
So then why'd you bring up the banana ones?
I was just thinking of that. Like, that might be a really good smoothie idea. Chocolate banana.
I mean, I'm a dragon. It's probably been done before. I mean,
well, I didn't say I invented it.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, I think I've made chocolate banana smoothies when I worked at an ice cream store. Apparently, according to that Madagascar tastes pretty average.
I think a lot of the critics said that of the movie.
Yeah, the second and third one did better though.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway. So Carl comes up with a pretty good idea to use the OWCA spy network to help take over the tri-state area. And to help him, he even has the Flynn-Fletcher robots. The return of the robots.
Yeah, this was a great idea. Just the fact that they've come back and they're now completely evil and Doofenshmirtz. I think I went out with that one.
I didn't know she was a robot at the time.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone's like looking at Doof like, he's not very bright, is he?
No. But still, Carl's the fact that he's always had the Flynn-Fletcher robots. He's done God knows what horrible things to them in private, but now they're back and they're evil, and we've seen what he's been doing to them in private. He's been preparing to make them evil one day.
Remember Monogram even called it creepy. I say, like, that's really creepy, Carl.
Yes. Yes, sir, it is.
Anyway. So,
or just more menacingly, yes, it is, Major Monogram.
So Perry arrives, and then Doofenshmirtz gets the bright ideas, like turning everyone into, basically, he's trying to become like a paid intern for Carl if he takes over the organization. It's like, dude, I think I'm getting a raise.
I love his love money. Like, you're mad.
Yeah.
For actually having an army of interns and paid interns.
Yeah, and like Doof's the evil one.
Oh yeah.
Well, which I still love how I still love earlier how he's like, "Are you sure you're not evil?"
That's what I'm saying. Major Monogram, secretly evil. Hashtag it, kids.
And he doesn't even have to get zapped by the Evil-inator.
Hail OWCA.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
He does have a mustache.
Yes, he does. Why did you mean it like that?
Well, all right. Hail Hydra.
I was thinking connection to the Marvel character that we never.
I know, but I mean, think about it though, Dragon. About who Hydra's connected to.
I know where. I don't don't hydrosplain me. I know.
don't add splain to the ends of words.
You sure it's kind of fun?
Yeah, but not when it's used in not when it's used in a negative light, though.
All right, fine. No, I get you. I just thought it was kind of funny.
I mean, it's mildly funny.
All right, fine. Fine. I'll trash it. We don't need splain.
Can you take mildly funny?
I'll take mildly funny.
All right, it's mildly funny.
All right.
All right.
Anyway.
So. Sorry, I'll stop now. I'll stop now.
All right.
Seriously though.
Okay, you take the reins, okay?
All right, where were you going, Dragon?
Okay, I believe I was heading to our cliffhanger.
Yep. Like the boys.
Literally, the boys.
They're about to chart the uncharted gorge, and they have to do it very carefully, otherwise it'll end in certain death.
Buford takes the controls, which is never a good idea.
He accidentally breaks it. They fall. They start falling into the gorge.
Yep, they're dead. They're goners. This was a very ill-conceived idea on Phineas and Ferb's part, just because we want to traverse the African Grand Canyon.
It's like Candace gets worried that. I mean, think about it. But Candace managed to find a working phone from like the 50s, and it's like a big box phone that she has to take up to a tree.
And yet she still screwed it up.
Yeah. And I just love the gag of a monkey trying to talk to her. I'll just be a minute. It's like, so like she has the classic thing of Jeremy breaking up with her, that kind of thing.
You know, it's like, Candace, break, get up, It's...
I mean, we all know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, well, you especially, you definitely know it's not going to happen.
Like, Dragon, you haven't even seen the episode and you know it's not going to happen.
Well, I know that. I'm just saying, but you especially, I mean, you really know it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
If this show were made today, it'd be like a thing where they broke up for a while, but then they got back together.
Yeah.
If for the great reboot, we would have done the Riverdale thing with it.
Oh, God.
There's a misunderstanding. Well, CW thing more than Riverdale, but it's the CW version of Riverdale, so all the same.
Yeah, no, but oh yeah.
There's a misunderstanding, and then there's they broke it up.
Not the Riverdale thing, please. Not the Riverdale thing. I've heard enough of your horror stories from Riverdale.
Oh yeah, if you ever liked Archie, oh boy, I gotta tell you, there's some they prepare for disappointment after season 2, my friend.
If you like adult Archie, just stick to the comics adult Archie.
There you go.
I haven't actually read them, but when I heard they're actually really good.
And there's a literal death and rebirth in Riverdale. I'm not kidding.
In the series of Riverdale?
In the series of Riverdale.
Somebody actually dies.
Yep, someone actually dies, and then I didn't follow at this point. It's so ridiculous. Someone dies, somehow we bring them back.
How do we bring them back?
I don't know. I was too afraid to find out. I can't endure it.
Yeah, people always make fun of a return of Skywalker. For that kind of thing. Where, at least in Star Wars, it makes sense.
The Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yeah, I said Rise of Skywalker.
No, you said Return of Skywalker. That's why I'm like doing a double.
All right, Rise of Skywalker, whatever.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like, at least in Star Wars, it makes sense. It can be explained with the Force.
Well, and cloning, but yeah.
And Force and cloning, yeah. But with the Emperor, yeah. Force, cloning, yeah, that kind of thing. But in Riverdale, how?
I think there was I think there was magic and time travel. It's a whole, I don't know.
Like, was Sabrina involved with it?
Here's the thing. At one point, yes. Initially, jury's out.
Like,
they introduced her and they brought her back, and they might have crossed it over a little bit the Netflix one. I don't know, but there was a whole thing where Sabrina was involved. It's all
because maybe that's how the person came back to life. But
probably.
Which I guess
would logically make the most sense, but I don't put it past that show to not use that.
I mean, that would make the most sense considering she's a witch.
I know.
But yeah,
She wasn't a recurring character in the show at all, though. I'll have you know that. It's like, hey, we introduced her, and then we forgot about her completely. And it's like, hey, we actually need her to bring someone back, probably.
pull a Toriyama.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh my God, Riverdale. Fortunately, the
Yeah,
show doesn't pull any twists like that.
thank goodness. Okay. Meanwhile, what was going on? Let's see.
So Doofenshmirtz gets an idea to zap Perry with all of the innators at once.
Yep. So we kill Perry the Platypus.
Yep, he's dead.
So great reboot
Yeah,
time yet again.
yeah. Oh, he did.
So we've actually Jacob. This was a big episode. Again, I'm sure there's gonna be Riverdale-esque shenanigans to eventually bring him back. But we've actually legitimately on screen in front of all the kiddies, in a two-parter no less. We have killed Perry the Platypus. Where's Perry? Dead. He's dead, kids. You left, and your beloved pet died. But you're never gonna know he died because he ran away, as far as you're concerned.
Welcome to the real world, kiddos.
Because he hated you. He ran away. You know, he felt you abandoned him all because he sneezed.
For the same reason the dinosaurs died out.
Yep.
You know what I mean.
Same exact reason.
It's like, why did the dinosaurs die out? Oh God, we're not gonna say it though, folks.
No. Anyway, so
although we probably have said worse on this show, to be honest.
we zap Perry. There is no body. He is dead. That is a non-platypus or platypi or you know, he's not there. He's gone. He's ashes. No hat. No body. No platystelecti. Gone.
Platystelecti?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Really?
I know platypus and stalactite, but
The corpus delecti.
I don't know what that means.
Delecti.
Can you explain it to me?
Okay, it's like corpus delecti it means dead body.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, no dead body.
Anyway, so there's no body, but he's gone. He's zapped. Not an ounce of him exists anymore. Smoldering the ashes, remains of his body. We've killed him.
The remains of the platypus.
Yes, we've atomized our beloved character, namesake episode title character, before the eyes of all Saturday morning youths. Like they're all heartbroken, saddened, and this was an event, Jacob. I'm sure you want to tell the folks, you want to regale them, you want to tell them about that period for for however long until they eventually brought him back. Everyone was wearing teal armbands, making platypus sounds.
Yeah, it was a real deal there.
Yeah, I mean, you remember, do you remember what the atmosphere was like around that time, Jacob? Do you remember, what it was like in the fan base? I mean, you were in the trenches during this time. I mean, 15 years. This was a major event in the chronology of the of Phineas and Ferb. This is an event the show never quite recovered from. I mean, to tell them about it, Jacob.
Well, Dragon, let me tell you, the fandom is kind of torn asunder. It's like, how could they do this to Perry the Platypus? Like everyone was praying for D. Bradley Baker, exactly as Aquatet pointed out. Like how could you do this to us? How could you do this to Perry? Like the platypus. Like some people wanted Perry gone. They're like, oh, thank God that platypus is gone. Others were like, oh, it's like, how could you say that about him? Like Dragon, it was mass chaos. It's like,
I mean, D. Bradley Baker has a family. He's got to eat. Okay, they sent him out on his ear. He didn't know if he was ever gonna eat again.
It was worse than the horse in the bookcase debacle.
Yeah, absolutely. Just it was this whole. It was just again, D. Bradley Baker. He dedicates all this time to playing this character and giving his all, and he's invented a sound, and we're never going to hear that sound again. And D. Bradley, he has nothing else going on in his life. We know this is the only gig that gets him out of bed in the morning, and without without the role of Perry, I mean, what does he have? I mean, he makes funny sounds.
He's in. I think he had a couple parts in the Clone Wars, I believe.
No, yeah, I think you're
I,
mistaken. That was probably sound alike,
like I said,
Jacob. I mean,
like I said, they're bit parts, Dragon, though.
yeah, I mean, no longevity. I mean, it's like plus, it's like probably if so, it was maybe like a one shot kind of a deal, like maybe like a day player one and done kind of thing. It's like it's not like no role that's gonna have a spin off or anything. I mean, come on.
No, of course not.
I mean, come on. The industry knows, doesn't trust D. Bradley Baker. I mean, he's
like of course his most famous role being Og. I mean, he hasn't recovered since then, has he?
no.
I mean, ever since then, he's just been coasting on by, hoping to get what he can.
I mean, he's just been coasting on fumes. I mean, no talent there, right? I mean, come on.
It's like I hope the actual people behind this show never actually hear us say the slanderous things about them.
No. We hope they're not going to hear us say these things out of context.
Yeah.
Because again, just to let the record reflect, we're being extremely facetious right now. We adore D. Bradley Baker. I mean, we would never say a negative word about the man. Obviously, everything we said is part of a long, elaborate, and I'm sure now exhausted bit.
Yeah. So like I said, so maybe they will hear us one of these days, but hopefully it's within the context of this. I mean,
yes.
I mean, I've met 3 cast members of this show. I would love to meet the rest of them. Well, if you want to meet Dan, you probably would have to go to Disneyland. He goes there quite a bit.
There you go. Just imagine usually running towards him, like you basically like SpongeBob in that episode from
Autograph.
Yep. Just wearing your Perry the Platypus shirt, just like autograph, just with the little notepad and everything.
It's like he's eating he's getting some food, and I just burst through the steel wall.
He grabs Swampy and his kids under the other arm. Just, let's get out of here. He's found me. Who? The guy with the podcast. He's found me.
He's the one.
Run!
He's the one saying all the negative. He's the one saying all the bad stuff about us.
Yep. It's like, I need Swampy. You're weighing me down. Like, no, Dan, don't do it. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to talk to him. No, I'm the godfather to one of your kids. No, oh God. Why? I'm sorry, Swampy.
But in all seriousness, I would love to meet these guys one of these days.
Yep.
I mean, I've met Vincent, and unfortunately, I never met Thomas Sangster, but I did meet Ferb's new voice, so there's that. And of course, I met Olivia Olson, who's also one of the writers for the new season. And remember, I did tell her about us, so maybe she's maybe she's seen one of these episodes for all we know.
Hopefully, not this one.
Yes, hopefully not this one.
Yep. And if so, Olivia, we apologize.
Finally, I can bring this banner back again.
Yep. We're sorry, Olivia.
Maybe we should also make one for Dan and Swampy too one of these days.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, they're big
if
boys.
If we do it, it would be when we get the new episodes.
Yeah. Which hopefully will be soon, which will possibly be soon.
Well, no, we don't want it to be soon, Jacob. What's wrong with you? We don't want new episodes now.
I'm excited for this. I'm excited for the new season.
I know we're excited. We can't have it now.
I'm not hoping for now, but we still have like a couple more episodes this season, and then over 30 in season 4.
That's the thing. We need time.
Like there was time now.
Yeah.
But and let's not forget the biggest cliffhanger of them all.
Of course.
Linda and Lawrence lost their dinner reservation.
Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
So this is the Family Guy nod right here. This is very much feels like a kind of a Pubmeyer potentially. They don't know if he had anything. It was probably coincidental. I don't think it had anything to do with the thin white line. But if he did, very much a nod to kind of the end of that episode, which was making fun of the cliffhangers with all like the. Well, sorry, scratch that. The opening of part 2 from the Thin White Line made fun of the cliffhangers with like the recap, which is completely inaccurate, like all these like cliches from all the other like kind of 2-parters we've ever seen. So that's what they did there. So it's kind of like an inverse of that. Which oddly enough, we've already done with the fake trailers for for the Meep sequels. Meepless in Seattle, which obviously then eventually did get made, and
Yeah. And then apparently they are going to make Meet Me in St. Louis for season 5.
Well, they better, else people are gonna riot.
Yes. I mean, I'm personally hoping for it myself, but I think it has been explicitly confirmed.
I'm hoping Vanessa appears in it.
Well, she appeared in the first episode.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't speak, but we did get a memorable moment out of that one.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, I don't know if I showed you the Vanessa, the thing I got, the glossy I got her to sign for Vanessa. It's actually the glossy I actually got her to sign is her after seeing the ride from outer space.
Nice.
Yep.
I like it.
Oh yeah. She's digging, her digging the ride from outer space.
I love that. That's great.
It is great, yeah. So I think it's time to call.
That's my kind of Vanessa right there.
Just digging the ride from outer space.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of people wish they were Ferb in that moment.
Yes, we do.
And I think at this point it's time to call this episode. What do you think?
Yes.
All right. So thank you, Aquatad and Little Blue and Kogias for joining us. Join us next time for Where's Perry Part 2. Good night, everybody.
#